I like to start with some form of icebreaker, just just to get everybody involved, to hopefully make this a safe space for everybody to share and all of that. I know last week we talked, our icebreaker was what one superpower would we want if we could have just one. I said I wanted to teleport. Somebody else said they wanted to have super speed to get their kids to and from school. So this week, what should we do? If you could do anything in the world for a job, money isn't an issue. You get to do whatever you want, passion project, and still live your standard of life. What would you do? Anybody want to start?
I can go.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and I would be a barista.
Ooh.
Have to pay all my bills.
Yeah. But that would be so fun. Think of all like the fun coffee you could have.
Right? It would be delicious, if nothing else.
Right? Alyssa, you would probably be sad to know that my coffee maker died this morning. So
Oh no.
send caffeine.
Yeah, no, you gotta get out of the house then and get yourself some coffee, if not a whole coffee maker.
Yes. Yeah, no. Good thing there's a Starbucks next door.
Good.
Lisa said that she would teach. Lisa, if you want to type in the chat box, what would you teach? Would it be a specific subject, a specific age? Shelby says a travel writer and photographer. Oh, you would see such cool things in the world. I would be a zookeeper. Yes, ma'am.
I'm with Lisa, but I would be just like a teacher's assistant in a preschool classroom where I can just be with toddlers and babies, but not really have any responsibility.
Oh, I like that. My previous job was working for a school district, so I got to hang out with the little ones all the time, and I taught them yoga, and I wanted to take them all home because they're so cute at that age. And I do apologize. This is Toby. He has no sense of personal boundaries, so he might be joining us today. Anybody else want to share what their go-to career would be if money was no object? Perfect. We'll get started. So for those of you who are new to our wellness chats on Wednesdays, my name is Rachel Phillips, and I am one of the health coaches with Incenta Health. Each week, we go over a different topic pertaining to one theme. Lisa, yes, with the kiddos, maybe middle school. Whew, you are brave, Lisa. So each week we connect at noon on Wednesdays, Mountain Standard Time. We talk about a different aspect of a theme. This month we've been talking about small changes for long-term success. Next week we will be talking about keeping your heart healthy, as it is Heart Health Month. And then the last week of the month on the 24th, we're going to do Q&A. So send in your questions, any health related question that you might have, and we'll go over those. So without further ado, so this week we are talking about habit changing and making small changes for long-term success. I think this week nicely wraps up everything that we've talked about over the last 4 weeks of setting goals, being very intentional, action planning, and then knowing some of the neuroscience behind our habits. Oops, somebody drew on the screen. So a review of the last 4 weeks. We talked about setting SMART goals, being specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, and time bound. It's really nice to say I want to lose 15 pounds, but by when? Is that relevant? Is that obtainable for you in this phase of your life? And how are you going to do it? Are you going to increase your activity? Are you going to try a new gym class? Are you going to make changes to your diet? What does that all look like? And that goes right into that action planning. And when we think of that why do I want to do this goal? I think when we wrote the SMART goal, I talked about wanting to read one book for fun per month. And my why is that I love to learn. And right now I'm learning for school, and that's not quite as fun. So I want to learn for fun. And that is my why, to keep that skill of reading, brush it up, to hopefully stress manage and all of that. With that action planning too, we're not only breaking down each of the steps to achieve our goal, we're thinking about all of the barriers, all of the resources we might need. So if I'm sticking with that goal of wanting to read a book per month, one of the resources might be having a library card or a library account, having a library close by, maybe using my Kindle for electronic downloads, maybe ordering those books online. Other resources could be, my friends and family, what books have they read recently that would be really good? Who can I lean on for support? Who can be my accountability buddy? So somebody that is going to support you with non-judgment and say, yeah, this week has sucked, but you still have a goal, and cheer you on when it's hard and cheer you on when you succeeded. I don't think any of us have ever achieved a goal without some sort of stumbling block. It could be time, it could be a family emergency, it could be, just a busy season of your life. So our priorities have to change a little bit. So when we're thinking about overcoming obstacles, we're setting our intentions on a daily basis. So I have the intention to go to the gym for 45 minutes today. And I'm going to listen to this podcast because it's going to make me really excited to go. Driving our days with positive affirmations. So I showed a video last week of a little girl on a kitchen, not a kitchen, a sink, a bathroom sink, telling her that she loves herself, she loves her hair. And we don't have to be that silly with it, but having those positive affirmations that we deserve good things, that our hard work will pay off, that we deserve to feel confident, whatever it could be that relates to your goal. I always say, write it down, put it somewhere where you're going to see it, on your nightstand, on your bathroom mirror. Maybe it's a thing that you put on your phone, whatever works for you, so you continue to see that and you know where to look when things get tough. Then we talked about the difference between motivation and discipline. A lot of days we are not very motivated. An example, if my goal is to start running more, I might not be motivated today. Those of you who live in Denver know that it's pretty cold. So I might not feel that motivation to get out and get a run in, but having the discipline of knowing what my goal is and knowing that I want to set myself up for success. So it's either pivoting on that goal a little bit, saying, I'm going to do an indoor workout, or I'm just going to suck it up and throw my hat and mittens on and get my workout in anyway. Then when we think about creating a habit, our brain likes to follow the path of least resistance. So when we're thinking of our neurons, our habits are these big highways. Doesn't matter what the habit is. It could be that you forget to put the lid on the toothpaste, or you have a more negative behavior. We like to go down these big highways, and in order to create new habits, we have to kind of destruct that highway and build a new one. It's definitely possible. Our brains are incredibly plastic. We are very resilient. So it can be done. It just takes a little bit of hard work and dedication. And this is when that consistency piece comes in. You don't need to be 100% every day. We can't expect that from anybody for anything, but showing up for yourself day after day is what's going to get you long-term sustainable results. And we have to be very intentional with our behavior change. very intentional with our behavior change. If I listed every bad habit I have that I want to change and I'm going to change them right now, that's not being intentional. I'm not setting myself up for success, wanting to change a million things at a time. So if we are intentional with one behavior and really sticking to that goal, we're going to see more sustainable habit building long term. Do I have any questions as of now? Awesome. So again, if you've missed any of the past weeks, we do have all of these recorded, as well as a blog article about all of it on our website, incentahealth.com/weekly wellness chats. All of those are archived there. So if you want to catch up on any of those things that we just talked about, or if you want to share that with your colleagues, please feel free. So really, as we wrap this up, let's focus on our why with these goals and these habits. I think they go pretty hand in hand. And I know the last year has been really difficult for all of us for so many reasons. A lot of you have had your kids at home far more than you were probably ever expecting. We haven't been able to see our friends, our families, get out and be social or active as we probably would like. So we have probably kind of slacked off on our self-care and prioritizing our wellness. Being well does take practice and it takes intention. I think I can speak for everybody that at the end of a long, stressful day, it is easier to grab that sweet snack and maybe a glass of wine versus eating that healthy dinner that you planned out. It's really easy to skip the gym when you're stressed. It's easy to just plop down and zone out in front of the TV. And that's okay too. And if we want to hop back on the wagon and get ourselves to a place where we're happy and healthy again, or maybe just a little bit happier and maybe a little bit healthier, we do have to focus on our goals and our habits. And unfortunately, sometimes that means prioritizing yourself and your goals and your intentions over other things that might be a little bit easier and a little bit more fun. It's always easy to check out, not go get your workout in, but it's true that you never regret a workout you went to. You only regret the workouts you missed. So keep that in mind when you're thinking of your habits and your goals. So now what? You set this goal, you achieved it. Awesome, congrats. Couple steps for you to stay on track, hopefully build out more healthy habits. Set self check-ins, depending on what your goal is. This could be daily, it could be weekly, it may be monthly. And evaluate when you have those check-ins. Evaluate, is it what went really well? Celebrate those successes. What didn't go so well, and how do we maybe need to pivot a little bit? Do we need to seek out new resources? Do we need to seek out new supports? Do we have to start back at square one because we're in a rut? And that's where that evaluation comes from, and being very truthful with yourself at those check-ins, or being really truthful with your accountability buddy of saying, this just isn't working, we're going to make a shift. If and when you do succeed and reach your goal, celebrate. It is hard work to achieve something. Doesn't matter how big or small it is. If your goal is, I want to wake up 10 minutes earlier, that's really hard. Alyssa can probably say that we all need our caffeine, right? We also want to set a maintenance plan. Just because we got to our goal doesn't mean that we should be like, and we're done. So what does that look like for you? What do those purposeful and intentional behaviors look like moving forward? Write them down, put them in a place where you can always go back and see what your plan is if you ever veer off that healthy habit again. Once you've hit that first goal, hopefully you have a lot of steam pumping you up to set the second goal, the second milestone. And we want to see it as this big avalanche, right? So we start with a small goal that's attainable, that I'm not going to get unmotivated by, hopefully get bigger and bigger as we keep going. And most importantly, always come back to that why. Why are you doing this goal? Is it for you? Is it for someone else? Is it something that feels good or feels forced? And make the pivots off of that, either as a way to motivate yourself or to realign your priorities. So because you all are here, we are going to give you a free habit tracker. I'm going to pop the link of this into the chat. This will also be available on the blog post, but it'll take a day or two for us to get that up. So this habit tracker is in the chat now. And this has it down by week. You could do it by day, whatever works best for you. So you just write in what your habit is and then mark it off as you go. I have one of these in my planner and I mark off every time I go to the gym. Every time I go to the gym, and then every time I don't spend excess money. Those are my personal goals currently. All right, of course. Do we have any questions around goal setting, around habit development, any of that? Awesome. As always, our team of health coaches is standing by to help you. You can email us at personal.trainer@incentahealth.com. You can call us Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Or you can chat with us either online or in the app. Just hit the chat with a coach option and that will get you directly linked. We do have 2 Facebook pages if you are on Facebook and you want to be involved. So facebook.com/IncentaHealth and IncentaHealth, Healthy at Home.